guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Real Madrid versus Barcelona in the final of the 2025 Spanish Super Cup. The first title of the season is up for grabs, and one of these two teams will win it in the course of 90 minutes or potentially a penalty shootout. The second El Clasico of the season, where you cannot get more even than this game. Bang, 50-50. Either side can win it. It's all about who has their day tomorrow. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 8 p.m. local time, so 1 hour earlier than usual, the exact same kickoff time as the match against Bilbao last Wednesday. And this match will be taking place at the King Abdullah Sports Stadium, of course, in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And the referee for this match, of course, was confirmed a few days ago. It is fucking Gil Manzano. We are... It's already 1-0 Real Madrid going into this game already. I mean, you cannot get more. Probably Soto Grado and Gil Manzano are the two worst referees we have in the league, and he gets the big game in the Super Cup final. Let's hope that he's as good as Ricardo de Borgas, but it's going to be very, very unlikely, and this game is already tougher than it is. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Real Madrid. Of course, Real Madrid, there's no real introduction needed. They're probably one of, if not the biggest club in the world. A lot of people think they're number one. I think they're number two, but you know, bias is very much heavily taken into account. And the last time we did face them was on October 26th, where we absolutely cucked them in their own ground, 4-0. Again, this game will not be like that. And every time Barcelona thrash Real Madrid, the next game is always very, very tight. Sometimes Barcelona win it, and sometimes Barcelona do lose it. Last time we beat them 4-0, of course, under Xavi. The next game, we lost 3-1 to them. So it's always, you know, different dynamics. Lineup, probably something very, very similar to what we'll see in tomorrow's game. But let's take a look now at Real Madrid's last 6 matches in all competition. In their last match, they beat Mallorca 3-0. They won their Copa del Rey round 32 match 5-0. They beat Valencia 2-1 in their first game of 2025. They beat Sevilla 4-2. They beat Pachuca 3-0 to win the International Cup, and they drew 3-3 with Rayo Vallecano. But let's take a look at their last 3 league games, 3 important games. I'm not going to look at the Copa del Rey game because, again, just rotation. That's not really something that you can affect. Firstly, of course, is that 4-2 win against Sevilla before the end of the year, where, of course, they did have a lot of rotation after that Intercontinental Cup win, whatever it was. It was a tight game, to be honest. It was, of course, also Jesus Navas' last professional game as well. Tighter than it should be, but, you know, they got 2 goals very early on, so it was comfortable for them. There was never really a moment where they thought, oh god, Sevilla are coming back into the game, but they did concede twice, so again, defense is definitely vulnerable, but they still went out and, of course, outscored them. Next match is their 2-1 win against Valencia. Probably a lot of you guys did watch this game, as there's no other football on the day but this game. I did watch this game. Very, very tight game. First half, Valencia were cooking. They were, of course, up 1-0. They were getting under the cosh. The stadium was on their side. Madrid were not dealing well with the pressure. Madrid did start the game off pretty well. First 5-7 minutes, I think it was Valverde who had a chance. Second half, though, was all Real Madrid. Valencia were just, they fell for the trap of parking the bus and counterattacking when you only have a 1-0 lead. So Madrid were just pumping. They got the goal. Even despite the Vinicius red card, they still came back and won the game after Valencia's mistake in the defense. Probably should have been a 1-1 draw, but again, they made a mistake. Madrid capitalized. You cannot take that away from them. Final match in all competition, of course, was on Thursday when they played Mallorca, and they won 3-0. Did watch this game as well. First half was very, very tight. Both teams had their chances, to be honest, and again, it took Mallorca a mistake in the around I think the hour mark for them to score. Very jammy goal. Of course, Rodrigo does handball the ball in the build-up, but nothing was called there. They get the goal, and after that, Mallorca were going for it, and they got hit on the break twice in the 90th minute, so nothing really too crazy there. Of course, the one of the goals was a crazy own goal, but it was a tight game. I would say it's very similar to what Barcelona had with Bilbao, but I think Barcelona were a bit more comfortable in that game, especially getting the goal so early on in the first half, where it took Madrid almost more than an hour to get their goal, and it was very, very lucky, their goal. 5 rebounds, open net, and the defending from Mallorca was piss poor as well, but they got the job done, and of course, now we're here today in a Super Cup final. Now on the screen right now is the line that I believe that Carlo Ancelotti will select for this match. I am almost guaranteed that this will be Real Madrid's 11. I do not think there'll be any changes whatsoever. It will be Thibaut Courtois in goal, a back four of Vasquez, Rudiger, Tchouaméni, and Ferland Mendy, midfield three of Valverde, Camavinga, and Jude Bellingham, and a front three of Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Vinicius. We could maybe see, potentially, probably not, Modric coming in for Camavinga. Apart from that, I can't see any other changes. Potentially, he could start Asensio, their young center back, and then move Tchouaméni in the midfield, but I would bet my whole entire mortgage that this will be Real Madrid's lineup. There's really no debate in their, in their media as well about what the 11 should be. Exactly the same that played and started against Mallorca. This will be the lineup, pretty much almost guaranteed. So overall, final thoughts on Real Madrid. Of course, one of, if not the best team in the world. They're very well managed by the manager Carlo Ancelotti, who does like to overthink sometimes in big games. Look at the fast times we beat them 4-0. Main reason for that is that Ancelotti was overthinking a lot. So when he tends to keep it simple, the game's usually very, very tight. When he thinks to try and like out-tactic. So if Ancelotti changes that, predictable lineup a lot, I would be very much more confident, because when he likes to tinker, it tends not to go well. Because Ancelotti's not a tactician; he's very much a man manager that goes gun ho and very firm. That's why he never defended a trophy in his life. He's won, of course, a lot of trophies, but never defended one in his life because everyone ends up finding him out. But still a good manager nonetheless. Players to look out for, I mean, it would be the whole team. The main one I would look out for is, of course, your boy Vinicius Jr. Bale Vini. He's going to be trying to dance in his way in this team. Apart from that, everyone else, of course, fantastic. I'd watch out, of course, for the raw pace and counter-attack ability of Kylian Mbappe. Of course, Jude Bellingham arriving late for some goals as well. Valverde's long shots. Again, Valverde is, I think, an alright footballer, but his long shots are beyond crack. So every time he's winding up for a long shot, get every single body you have to block it. And also watch out for Courtois on goal as well. Of course, Courtois did not play the first El Clasico, so that's why Barcelona, I think, had scored more goals than they should have. One of the best, if not the best, goalkeeper in the world. So I'd watch out for him as well. Again, it's a good team. There's no dodging it. I think the only way Barcelona really have a comfortable game in this game is if this team has an off day. Time now to get into the press conference reaction of Pedri. Of course, in cup competitions, a player always comes to manager in the presser, and today Pedri was selected. So let's get and see what he had to say this afternoon in Jeddah. He started off by saying that actually the dressing room is excited and very eager to play in a final. There is always an extra motivation where there's a little bit of a title at stake, and I'm thinking of facing Real Madrid motivates any player from a young age. More Real Madrid fans in Saudi Arabia than Barcelona fans. Honestly, I don't care much about what happens off the pitch. On the pitch, I try to do my best and play my best. I think in the semifinal, we had a lot of support, and I saw a lot of Barca fans. In the end, anyone who comes to support us is welcome. Then asked if this was the best moment of his career so far since he's had so many injuries. Consistency wise, look, he said, every time I go out in a press conference, I'm always asked about injuries as if they're waiting for something to happen, but in the end, I think this is a result of work, hard work I've done to get to the best possible state. It was a transitional phase in my life, and now I'm very happy with the continuity I do have. Then it asks, of course, the big question around Barcelona, the departure of the second captain, Ronald Araujo. He was asked, is there a possibility of Araujo leaving Barcelona? 17-year-old Kubarsi and 34-year-old Inigo Martinez taking his place. What do you think about the competition in the squad? Pedri said, competition within the team is the best thing, both for those who play and for those who do not play. This helps to raise the level of the team and increase the performance requirements. We have 2 players in each position who can play perfectly. Said it like a true captain. Could not have worded it any better myself. What's his best position in terms of Flick's play set? Look, on the pitch, I don't care which position I play. They're both different. I think I'm now more comfortable in the 8 position, almost where I'm consistent contact with the ball, although I can, of course, play the 10. Then as on the registration of Pau Victor and Dani Olmos, it for us is very good news. I think the situations they were in was very difficult. It's difficult to know that they couldn't play. I tried to comfort Dani Olmos, especially since he was sitting at my dining table with me. He then asked on his contract renewal, saying that yes, at the moment, what my agent has told me is that everything's going very well. I don't think this is the right time to talk about it, especially because we have an important final tomorrow, but right now I'm fully focused. I win the final, but fans can stay calm on my future. Again, never in doubt. Repeating the 4-0 will be difficult. We'll have to know how to control the match perfectly well. And then he's finally asked about the rumors that apparently a lot of the Spanish players were going to be pulling out of the national team duty if Dani Olmo wasn't registered. So Eric Garcia, Ferran Torres, Pedri, Gavi, and I think Lamine Yamal. And Pedri said, look, this is fake news, as players, it's always an honor for us to play with the Spanish national team. Whoever made it up, I don't know who it is, but people shouldn't really believe that kind of report. And that concluded Pedri's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Real Madrid tomorrow. Time now to get into the press conference reaction of Hansi Flick, who spoke very, very early this morning in Jeddah before, of course, the players spoke in their press conferences. But let's go and see what the manager had to say this morning in the presser. So I say that they are the two best teams in the world. We have tremendous teams. We can do it quickly. Mistakes were made against Athletic Club. They are the ones in the best. They're the one of the best transition teams in the world. We have to reduce our mistakes and we have to play better than we did against Athletic Club. On Dani Olmo, he said yes, obviously he can play. He's a delight to have him back, and he's very happy to return with the team. Then asked on who will start in goal, Iñaki Peña or Szczesny. He said, look, you know, I never talk about my starting 11, and I'm not going to do that right now. We have a good match, and Iñaki Peña has played fantastically well in the first half of the season. In Spain, there are different mentalities. Abroad, everyone talks, everyone is professional. These are special matches that you have to be prepared for, and this was the third time that someone in the team arrived late for something this season. Now we do know that Kounde, I believe, was 2 of them and Iñaki Peña was 1, so there you go. Just confirmed there were 3 lateness this season. And then asked on his sensations going into the finals, and that look, I played and coached teams that have played in many finals. As coaches, you have to prepare for them well. It's the most important thing. It's a big deal. It's a Clásico, the Super Cup final. If you win, you'll have more confidence for the rest of the season. Winning the match will be a big deal for either side. He then asked, of course, on the situation of Araujo, and in my opinion, he gave a pretty negative response. He said, look, when I started as a coach at Barcelona, I saw there was a lot of rumors. Ronald came back from a terrible injury, and now he is strong enough to play. He's in good option, and he's very professional. We should not talk about rumors. I want to have him by my side. I don't want to think about the future. The most important thing is that he's ready to play. So no denying it, no giving confidence to the player, just saying that, look, I'm not bothered. He's here. He's recovered from an injury, and we'll see. So he's not really giving any reassurance, I would say, which is of course a key factor. Then asked, of course, on the offside trap in the first El Clasico, saying the way that El Clasico was played was on that moment we did very well, and there's no reason to change the style of play. On the team, I have told the team that there is only noise from the outside. We have to be cohesive and strong. It's a great season. We have done well in general, although we have not reached the points that we wanted. It is good to learn from all those games that we did, of course, the ball button, and this is the objective. We have to be focused. We have to play well for the club, and we can do better, and that is what we want. Then he was asked who will start in the 10, Gavi or Olmo, and that look, Gavi performed at a great level in the last match. He brings different elements to the team. I haven't made my mind up yet, although he has experience that he can do everything. This is the most important thing, and I think Gavi will play, although I'm not 100% sure about the starting lineup yet. Then asked on the 4-0, the first game, said that we want to play as a team. Everyone has to contribute. You cannot compare Real Madrid. We have to play at a good level and win. The team is more important than the players. You cannot compare the previous game. We started 0-0 and we want to give our best version. On preparations, and yesterday we gave the team off. We want to give them, we want them to regain their energy. Today we will focus on the game, show them how to play, what can be improved, because they can play very well. Finally, his asked on Vinicius, his antics, and the red card as well. He had been suspended for the Super Cup. He said, look, it wasn't my decision. It's fine. It's fine. We have to play the Super Cup, and we have a good, we have to go against the best. It's fine where I'm at here. I don't care if he plays or not. And that concluded Hansi Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Real Madrid tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think, of course, it will be very, very easy to predict, barring, of course, the 2 big decisions. So let's get into those 2 big decisions, of course. Firstly, in goal, either Iñaki Peña or Szczesny. The rumors is that Szczesny will start, but I'm putting my balls to the wall, and I feel like Flick is going to do a whole entire 360 on everyone and pick Iñaki Peña. I don't know why, but I feel like Flick's a very, very loyal man. So I think he will go with Iñaki Peña. I think he will go, of course, Dani Olmo in the 10 as well. This is what I think Flick will do. I think the team he feels like is probably more balanced with Olmo in the 10. I was thinking that he might put Gavi on the left, but with Lamine Yamal and Raphinha both fully fit, there's no way he'll do that. If one of them was injured, he definitely, I think, would have done that for sure in this game. But with them being both fit, I think he wants to go for balance over power. So dropping Gavi is quite crazy, but this is what I think Flick will do in this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Hansi Flick will select. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach. Of course, on those 2 big decisions, I have gone the complete opposite of Hansi Flick. I have gone with Szczesny, and I have gone with Gavi. Of course, Szczesny is pretty self-explanatory, but with Gavi, I think it's too risky to put Dani Olmo in his first game of 2025, his first game since the Atletico Madrid game where he came off the bench. Starting this game in the Clásico final, I think it's way too risky, and also after Gavi's brilliant performance in the last game, you can't. Of course, if Gavi played poorly, you can definitely have, I think that argument for Olmo will be much, much stronger, but Gavi put in a masterclass. He was probably the best outfield player after Szczesny in goal, you could say. He was, of course, my man of the match. There's no way you can drop him for this game. So I think this should be the lineup, of course, the exact same lineup that played against Athletic Club. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you have to pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? You're probably thinking Barca boy again, you pessimistic twat. But let me explain my prediction. As you can see on the screen, I have gone with a 2-1 win for Real Madrid. I just don't trust this team, man. I don't know what else to say. I just do not trust them. When the going gets tough, in those moments, they crumble. Yeah, they could win, a big UCL game in October when it really doesn't matter. But in those big moments, they just tend to crumble every single time. I am very scared that this game could go to penalties. Of course, we've never seen a competitive Classico penalty shootout in my lifetime. I don't think that's ever happened before as well. That would be balls to the wall scary. That's pretty much on par with the Classico Champions League final. Of course, for that little moment, the penalty shootout, you'd be already worried, but the UCL, you'd be very worried for 90 minutes. Anyways, I think Real Madrid would basically win purely on the fact that Barcelona will ball it. That's just my perspective. If I'm wrong, I'll hold the L. I'll gladly and proudly hold the L, but I just don't trust this team. Until they show me otherwise after the previous games we had at the end of 2024, I cannot trust this team. That's just my perspective, unfortunately. So I've gone ahead and doing this game. Of course, in the comments down below, though, let me know what you think the scoreline will be, and of course, who will be the winner as well. So that's a match preview for Real Madrid versus Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup final. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. Main thing I want to know, of course, is your score prediction, and of course on those lineups. Firstly, would you go with Flick's lineup or my lineup? Of course, let me know all your thoughts down below, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me. Follow after the match by my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Let's hope we can win our first title of the season, or else it could be our first probably capitulation, snowball effect, worst moment of the season. Take care and Forza Barca.